Chiefs Kingdom ACU crew, welcome back to All Chiefed Up. We're back with a live tailgate podcast for that ass, powered by BetUS. And let's take a moment to shout out our sponsors. Head over to betus.com. Check out what they got going on right now. If you use the code YouTube150, you get a 150% deposit bonus batch on your first deposit, and then on your next two, you get a 125% match on your deposit bonus, up to $2,000. The site's easy, plenty of props. BetUS.com. Use promo code YouTube150. Let them know All Chiefed Up sent you their way, Steve. And this is a good one to get over there, man, because the Chiefs, this is the whole subject of the video tonight. The Chiefs right now are 1.5 point favorites, or 1.5 point underdogs, my bad. They're underdogs for the first time. But BetUS actually only has them by 1 point underdogs. So BetUS, out of all the sports books, believe in the Chiefs the most, Steve.
Just a little bit more than everybody
Just a little bit more hope coming out of BetUS.
What about it, though? I mean, Kyle said it best in the chat. He quoted Patrick Mahomes. Just remember, the Chiefs are never underdogs.
I think Patrick Mahomes, 10-3 in his career being the underdog. So a pretty good record there.
Don't you think it's pretty wild that they're the underdog in this matchup? Like, what has San Francisco done this year that warrants this?
I don't think it's wild.
No,
I don't think it's wild. I think
sure?
that. Well, look, the Chiefs. Look, to a lot of outsiders, the Chiefs have just limped to a 5-0 record. It's not like they've been dominant each and every week. We thought the Saints was a pretty good win, but the Saints have just fell off. They look horrible. Pretty good wins on week 1 and 2. I'll give them that. But San Francisco's not bad either. I think they're top 10 or 11 in defense, top 10 or 11 in offensive yards and scoring. I think overall, I think their PFF's like third highest rated team total. So, I mean, they're a pretty good football team. And look, they've got beat by us 2 Super Bowls in a row. They're at home. This is probably going to be bigger than their Super Bowl this year if they don't get there. So, you know, I don't think it's crazy that people think they're, to be honest, as good as they are, do you think a 1 point? That's not even that much.
That damn good. I don't know what everybody's talking about. They lost to the Cardinals. They lost to the Rams. They lost to the Vikings. Like, they're not that great. And I know they've had their own injury problems.
Well, they started a little weak, right? But the last few weeks, they've come on.
Literally last week, they beat the Seahawks. The week before that, they lost to the Arizona Cardinals. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they're putting so much into them. But obviously, you know, Vegas makes money somehow. So
you know what scares me more than anything is because Vegas has them as the 1.5 to 1 point, right? But 87, I read this today, 87 or 88% of the betting money from the public is being put on the Chiefs. That's never a good one.
Well, why wouldn't it be, though? I mean, it's crazy.
It's never good. If they can sucker 88% of people to bet on the Chiefs.
That happens a lot, though. There's a couple games last year that were kind of the same deal, and it worked out in our favor. So
that's true.
I think we'll be all right, but I appreciate you guys being here. We're a little bit late tonight, but we were out doing family things, took the children's to the pumpkin patch. You know, it's fall. You got to do that kind of stuff. So I did that, had a little family time, but here we are rolling in late.
Did you buy a pumpkin?
I bought the kids one. They picked one out of the patch.
Are they going to carve it? What are they going to carve on those pumpkins?
Nothing.
I need to carve a pumpkin this year. It's been a while.
Do us a favor. Hit the like button if you haven't already. That'll help get some more people in here. We'll get rolling talking about this matchup here. Should be a fun one, man. It should be a fun one. Like you said, it's the Super Bowl rematch. We are in San Francisco. Saw the guys rolling in there today. Saw some pictures with their snazzy outfits and things like that.
Yeah.
What do you think the Chiefs are kind of looking at this game as? Is it just another game, another week? Do they know that San Francisco wants to beat their ass? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think they're overlooking it. I don't think they're overlooking it at all. I think they're going in. I think they're focused. But again, I think you got the 49ers. You got a lot of people doubting them, and they're a good team. You even doubted them the whole first, and you said they sucked. They lost to the Cardinals.
I didn't say they sucked. I just said they weren't as good as people are making them out to be.
But I'm just saying a lot of people are saying that right now. I think they've got a lot to prove. I don't think they want to lose to the Chiefs again. Mahomes is 4-0 versus the 49ers. His career, he's never lost to them. He's 2-0 in the Super Bowl. They've got a lot to play for. And I do think the Chiefs got a lot of limitations. I think our defense is great, but I'm telling you, we've still not made a move for a wide receiver yet. Okay, they're still sitting on their hands there. You've seen a bunch of guys go, and granted, a lot of people are saying, well, they're not going to go get a big name wide receiver. They got to make it work for money. There was hardly anything wrong with that Amari Cooper trade, and we heard from Nate Taylor and a bunch of people that the Chiefs were never even considering that trade for not even 1 second because they didn't want to give up a 3rd-round pick. Their cap was a 4th-round pick. That's wild to me. In my opinion, you've got 2 3rd-round picks. You've got Tennessee's for the L'Jarius Sneed, and you've got your own. And if you tell me you have to give up one of those to secure a 3-peat, that's not saying Amari Cooper was definitely coming here and would definitely secure the 3-peat, but it's pretty good. It's better than what you got now, in my opinion. And I don't think that I would I'm pretty sure I'd sacrifice 1 3rd-round pick if I had 2 to try to secure that 3-peat. So I think this matchup here may highlight a little bit of the receiving problems, in my opinion. It may just bring it back to the forefront because I feel like the Saints game kind of masked that a little bit with Juju kind of going a little crazy and it kind of made everybody, get on a little bit of a false high saying, hey, maybe it's not so bad in there in the wide receiver room. I think if you're relying on Juju to be that number 1, he's a great number 3 in this league. But if you're relying on him to be a number 1 week in and week out, and you're really not going to go out and get anybody, Brett Veach, that could be a mistake. It really could. But this may, if the Chiefs don't pull the win out, maybe this is where the fans and Brett Veach is like, look, okay, we got to make the deal. We're going to have like a week to do this. Let's do it.
I feel like if there's any sense of urgency, it should already be there. That's just my opinion. I think Brett Veach is smart enough to know that. But we've seen him sit on it before last season. We thought they were going to do something before the trade deadline. And
yeah,
he's like,
they got Mako Hardman.
Here's what you get. Here's what you get. But he might do the same thing again. Now, there was a bit of a storyline that unfolded yesterday. Juju, or I guess it was Thursday, Juju was added to the injury report.
Yep,
with a hamstring injury, and he was limited in practice. So that had a lot of people talking like, hell, man, like, here we were thinking like Juju had a great game and maybe he can pick it back up. But then they realized, hey, in reality, Juju's not reliable because he gets hurt quite freaking often. So it's like, yeah, he can be really good at times, but he could also just miss a game or two here and there for any little thing. And then what do you have? Because if you look at the rest of take Juju off the wide receiver, out of the wide receiver room right now. And all of a sudden,
a rookie.
All of a sudden, you're looking at Xavier Worthy.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Even with him
Justin
healthy,
Watson, Sky Moore, like
does
there's
Juju
not a whole lot left.
And Justin Watson and Xavier Worthy strike fear into any defenses? No.
I think Xavier Worthy will always strike fear into a defense, but you have to get him a Robin to his Batman, right? You have to, have something to offset him.
Juju
and,
is
we have Travis Kelce. We have Kelce.
Yeah, Juju's serviceable. Juju's good. He's a wide receiver 3. Could he, with Mahomes, be a wide receiver 2? Yeah, at times he can look like a wide receiver 2. But if you think he's doing what he did against the Saints week in and week out for the next 10 weeks, you're barking up the wrong tree there with that one.
Yeah, it's not going to happen every week. And like I said, it's more about the injury stuff more than anything. I think when Juju's on the field, I think he's fine. He's always going to do decent. He can always move the chains for you and things like that. So I'm fine with that, but I just don't know how reliable he can be.
Well, I think Brett Veach agreed with you, didn't he? When he didn't re-sign him back. I think that they thought reliability was a thing.
Something going on with that knee. Horned up in the house with the freaking 10 bomb. Let's go, baby. He says, just join. Can you guys please recap everything you said before? He threw a hung in there because he's been eating up that blue chew, that wiener dope already on a Saturday night.
Oh.
It just popped in there. But
snorting the wiener
we can
dope.
recap it. We can recap it. 49ers game coming up. The Chiefs are an underdog, and that's kind of where we're at. Yep. You got here pretty quick. It's okay.
You got it pretty quick. Mahomes 10-3 versus when he's the underdog. We're just kind of talking about it. Do the 49ers really have an incentive? Are they really as good as people think they are? I think they're a good team. I think everybody in the NFL is a pretty good team. I mean, even your low level sucks, right? Your Browns of the world and your all these crappy teams at the bottom, they're going to beat you week in and week out if you don't bring your A game. Like, those guys are still professionals.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about it. I think at the end of the year, San Francisco will prove to be probably the best team in the NFC again.
Yeah, it's gonna be them and the Lions, right?
It might be 3-3 right now, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, they have a good team. They have good players. as much as I don't like Shannon Rat, I mean, he's still a decent coach. He's going to get them to where they need to be at, right? As far as the Lions go, I think they're. I just cannot get sold on the Lions. Like I think they're okay.
They just keep winning, and you just keep not being sold on them. What's up with that?
I'm just not. I'm just not. I feel like they're a little bit pretendy.
You think they fall off with Aiden Hutchinson's injury?
Well, absolutely. That's a huge hit. That's a huge hit.
Is it enough
could you imagine if you took Chris Jones off our defense?
Is it enough to break their season, though?
I wouldn't say break their season, but it's definitely going to change some things.
Huh.
I mean, if you take the biggest defensive force they got off of the defense, that's a problem. I mean, it would be for any team. Like I said, what if you just took Chris Jones off our defense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chris Jones, I think, is a higher impact than Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, but by how much?
Well, I mean, for their defense, yeah, I guess it's about the equivalent.
Yes, I don't know. We'll see. And one thing I thought was crazy was that Dan Campbell was toying with the Cowboys, just kind of rubbing it in after that thing last year in the play. I guess it was the playoffs last year.
Oh, Dan Campbell.
Or what game was that? Right before the playoffs? I don't know. Cowboys didn't make the playoffs, did they? They've never been in the playoffs since the 90s.
I think they were in. Then they lose last year.
I
don't know. Who knows? Who keeps up with the frickin' Cowboys?
If I heard anything about well, let's talk about the injuries before I even bring that up. But yeah, we have the injury report here, the final injury report from the game. Let's check it out real quick. We got Mike Dana with the titty pool.
Yeah,
he did not participate.
He hurt that breast, you know.
Peck is hurting him. Clyde's going to be out with an illness. No, I'm just kidding. Full participant. McCall was full participant. So was Derek Noddy. And then, of course, Juju was limited with the hamstring I was mentioned earlier. But it looks like the 49ers, they got a long laundry list of injuries here. I mean, you see some pretty decent names on here, too. Trent Williams did not participate.
I think a big one there that people overlook is Jawaan Jennings. He give us fits in the Super Bowl.
That's true, but let me keep going here. Travarius Ward. He was a full participant, but he's got a knee injury going on.
All these guys are going to play, though.
Debo limited with a wrist injury. What about Ricky Pearsall, man? Full participant,
he's playing.
Baby.
He's going to make his. They say he's making his debut.
Malik Mustafa, is that the guy from Austin Powers that sat at the round table with Dr. Evil?
Yeah, he also played safety at Wake Forest.
Yeah, I know. But no, they have a lot going on here.
They do.
As far as who did not participate, I mean, their kicker, you have Leonard Floyd, Jawaan Jennings.
Could the kicker thing be a problem? You know, you got to go to a backup kicker. You never know. You've got some holding issues a little bit. You've got somebody in the crunch time that could give you a fix.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Could be a problem. I mean, they're pretty injury riddled too. But I still think
Chiefs are relatively healthy.
Pretty much. I mean, if you take out the big injuries that have already occurred, Rashee Rice.
I mean, isn't Dana the only one questionable?
You could say relatively healthy if you don't mention all the big time injuries that are not on that injury report.
Yeah, if you look at all the non-IRs so far.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and scratch that off the list.
So, I mean, other than that, sure. Yeah, they're relatively healthy, I suppose.
Freaking healthy as can be.
How you guys feeling about the matchup? Put it in the chat. I want to see what you guys think. How you feeling about it? Of course, later tonight we'll get into some predictions and things. But for now, I just kind of want to see where you guys are at. Like, how you feeling about it? Do you think?
We're coming
off the bye week.
Yeah,
what kind
Andy
of seems to excel there? So.
Game plan do you guys think the Chiefs are going to roll with? Do you think we're going to be more of a ground and pound kind of team tomorrow? Do you think we're going to continue to try to air it out a little bit? Because to be honest, Mahomes them aired it out. I mean, they committed to the run a lot versus the Saints, but Mahomes put up 330 yards and would have had 2 touchdowns. Be it not if Juju flips one up to Binky and Noah Gray don't get his called back due to Jawaan Taylor's dumb ass. Jawaan Taylor annoys me, dude. If this dude don't get it together, I'm about ready to ship his butt to Cincinnati or something. To the worst place imaginable. Make him go eat cinnamon chili forever. He's tap dancing on thin ice over here.
Mike, you just took out a lot of rage on Jawaan Taylor out of the blue.
Because I've had a lot of rage for Jawaan Taylor. You remember when he was signed and we give him $80 million, $60 million like freaking guaranteed, right? And it was the day before even anybody announced it. And we said, that seems like a rich contract for Jawaan Taylor. And boy, everybody said, y'all crazy, you're negative. They way overpaid
I'm
Jawaan
sorry,
freaking
but
Taylor,
anyone
bro.
paying attention to football
Hey, look,
knew that was not a great
admit,
contract.
dude,
Like,
we
come
kind of
on.
missed the mark a little bit on CB2 this year, saying that Josh Williams was going to be the guy we thought to step up and that Jalen Watson may not be healthy enough to do it. Look, I will 1,000% admit that one. We thought maybe Sky Moore could turn it around this year. Wrong. That's 2 in a row. But we were right about freaking Jawaan Taylor being overpaid. I think that's, that's pretty obvious.
I think it was obvious from the get-go,
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing about it. Even if he was a good right tackle, is it really worth what we paid him?
Right. And then everybody kind of used, all the right tackles are getting paid a lot. So now it looks like a deal.
Nah. Kyle says definitely ground and pound. San Francisco is very weak against the run so far this year. Yeah, they're not the greatest at run defense, and we have some guys that can do that. So you think we see a healthy dose of Kareem Hunt and Crocky J this week, or maybe P. Ryan gets a little bit more involved? What do you think? You think Clyde might show up out there?
Clyde's probably going to be, I don't know. What did you say they were? The 18th in run defense?
I have no idea. Couldn't tell you.
They're 5th overall in team defense. So
yeah, they have a decent defense, and
yeah.
I think they're like 12th in the NFL in scoring defense as well. So, I mean, that's another thing, the turnover battle. Like, we got to be careful with the ball.
Let me find some of their stuff here. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what they're good with and what they're not. Here we go. Let me see. So, run defense as a team, they are ranked 11th, and we're ranked 12th. So we're right.
I feel like our run defense has been pretty good, though.
Right, which means I guess theirs is pretty good too. But
it's kind of hard to believe that we're at 12th when you look back at every running back we've shut down this year. Completely.
Now look, as good as our DBs have kind of played, their overall coverage grade is 4th in the league, and that's higher than ours. We're 20th. How in the world are we 20th in the league at coverage, considering that McDuffie and everybody's been so lights out? That's crazy. But they're
Watson's
had
a great year too. So I mean, that's pretty wild. I don't like it, Mike. I don't like it. Bradley Sexton says, "Have you guys heard anything about Charles Omenihu? Not anything solid, but I've seen where he's been posting. Just like he's ready to go. Like he's ready to go. But we were kind of projecting." Before the season started, it'd be like late November before he got back.
Yeah, we were thinking sometime around Thanksgiving.
That was a good pace for him. So I mean, it could.
Do you think he gets back before Thanksgiving? Do you think?
If
like
he
we're
does,
like what? We're like a week away from Halloween. So like after this game, I think Halloween's a week from that Thursday. So we're gonna have 2 more games, right? Or maybe 1. Yeah, 2 more games. That'll be Halloween. So you're feasibly looking at about 6 games till Thanksgiving, somewhere in that range.
Something
That's probably about right.
I would like to see him back sooner than later because I think we could use him, but I don't think it's necessary that you rush him back. Like you said, our defense has been pretty decent.
Isn't it been wild with Charles Omenihu? Like when he's been on the field, he's been a wrecking ball. What a great sign. But when you had to,
and he will not let you forget that either. Just go to Twitter.
But I tell you though, 6 games for suspension or whatever he missed last year. Now he's got the ACL. It's like, geez, has there ever been a more Jekyll and Hyde player signing? And
Rashee Rice. No, I'm just kidding. How come every time we have a player that's good, they have to like miss the entire season or get suspended or something?
I don't know, man.
It happens. Remember, Tyreek Hill used to go on beating rampages and stuff and miss games.
Did he ever miss any time here though from suspension? I don't think he did.
Know. I think he dodged the bullet every time.
What about Kareem Hunt? We had to kick this guy out of town.
I know, right?
And now he's back, baby. 2017's back.
I'm back.
I wish we had taxes back from 2017. That'd be pretty legit. Let's bring that back.
Grocery prices. Like I would go with a lot of things.
Hey, let's bring that back. Since we're going back to 2017, let's bring back the cost of living.
Bring back the whole damn year, bro.
I'm tired, bro.
Jeff Horseman says start with short passes and then later Worthy and Hardman bombs away. You think they might try to set that defense up for some deep shots, or do you think it could be quite the opposite? You think they could come out, take some deep shots early?
I think they're just gonna. I think Andy's gonna. He's gonna poke and he's gonna prod. He's gonna see what he can get away with. I think you'll see a little bit of everything.
He's poking and prodding.
I think you're gonna see him. He's gonna test the D on the run D. He's gonna test their corners, see if they want to tackle early with some quick passes. They're going to see how their linebackers are. I think they're going to do a lot of things, and whatever he sees is what we'll eventually go with. So I believe if they're soft early on run defense, I think Andy might tend to go to the run for the rest of the day. And if their run defense is stout in the first quarter and a half, they might go to the passing game.
Yeah, Drew, what's up, Drew? He says he thinks they're going to be very balanced against.
Yeah, I'm with
49ers.
Drew. Exactly. I think they're going to just do a little mixture of both and go with what's hot.
Yeah. David Howe says, "Hey, would Taylor be any better if he were paid less?" I don't know, but I think I'd feel better
Be
about
better,
it.
but we'd feel better about all the freaking injuries, or not injuries, but the penalties.
I don't know.
Like,
You know what?
daggone.
Like, I kind of think like sometimes guys that get undeserving contracts, it's almost like they don't have to work for it anymore.
I mean, I think,
And I'm not saying that's what not
look,
what he's.
Jawaan
I'm not
Taylor
saying that's
is
what
a
he's
pretty
doing.
good player when he's not making boneheaded decisions. Like, I honestly thought he could have been a Pro Bowler this year. But then when you're going to come out and do the same crap over and over, and the false start and the holds and the crucial situations, it just at some point gets a little old. And no, I don't like. He's not going to be better if you paid him a quarter or if you paid him $25 million every other play. But boy, you feel a lot better about his mistakes when you're not paying that much.
Yeah, Elgin Thrower says, "Man, what the hell was y'all laughing at the last
Dude,
live
I don't know.
stream?"
I went back and watched that stream, and I can't figure it out.
No idea what we would have been laughing about. None.
Like, I cannot figure it out for nothing. I watched it twice.
Was nothing funny about it.
I really, to this day, I don't know. Steven's still cracking up, and I have no idea.
Shane Boring, our boy in the house. What's up, Shane? He says, "Do we know if Juju is playing and if CH is ready to go tomorrow? Do we even want him to play? I don't. Trade him already with more for a wide receiver." Man.
Imagine what kind of wide receiver you could get, though, if you packaged Clyde and Sky Moore for a wide receiver. You're gonna get Antonio Brown coming back.
I'm gonna be out there.
Steve, you might. I don't even know if you'll get accepted for that trade. You might. If I'm your manager, I'm not even doing it. If I'm your agent, I'm like too little.
So I don't know about Juju, Shane. Like it's at a limited, so I'm assuming he's gonna be on the field.
I've heard that they're overplaying it a little more than it is, and he's gonna play.
Yeah, where'd you hear that?
Well, it was being reported all day long on Chiefs Wire. So
you said it like you knew something that I didn't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, I did because you didn't read Chiefs Wire today. I just said it's being reported that it's kind of being talked about.
I think it could be that too. It's just something they had to put on the injury report. Hopefully, it's not even anything that'll slow him down at all. So I think he's definitely going to be out there. It shouldn't be a big deal. CEH says he's full participant, so I guess we'll find out.
Where do you see CEH fitting in?
Well, I think
who does he take snaps from? Presumably, say he plays 5 to 10 snaps.
Can you really take snaps away from anybody in Reed's offense? Because I feel kind of like what's going to happen is they'll start the game. Kareem Hunt's going to be out there. He's going to run pretty much the whole first drive.
You'll give Carson Steele.
Then all of a sudden you'll see Carson Steele out there every once in a while, and then I think some random drive, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be out there.
So he's taking him from P-Ron.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
Isn't P-Ron supposed to be the third down back anyway? Like he's the kind of the pass catching back. He's done this role now.
I think that's what Clyde should be doing.
So it's going to be him and P-Ron split them.
P-Ron.
Oh, PP. Little PP on the PP.
Appreciate the 5, Shane. Yeah, man. I don't know that the running back room's a little odd, don't you think? Like it's just all 4 of them
Steve,
there.
I mean, if you all watched our video, nobody clicked it. They wasn't too horned up over MVS possibly coming back.
Who is?
But we talked about Jesse Morris, the doctor that said that he believes Pacheco should be back in 3 to 4 weeks. Like he's firmly on that boat. He thinks he's going to be back in 3 to 4 weeks. So that means practice window opens. So you could presumably keep him practicing for 21 days. But what happens to the running back room when he comes back? Like it gets really crowded really quick. And so they suggested that maybe we should be shopping somebody here in the next week or two. And, maybe P-Ron. That's the guy out. Because Andy's not going to shop CEH. I don't even know what CEH grabs. Probably like a bag of Doritos.
Oh, man. I can't even read y'all's comments. Sometimes they're just out of control. Yak Man, what's up, man? He says Chiefs aren't underdogs. Media heads are sometimes a little delusional. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But that's usually where it's coming from is the media. But now it's coming from Vegas. It's like... I don't know. I just can't figure out why the Chiefs are underdogs here. Like you said, 49ers are a good team, but I mean, what they've done so far this year, and they have a lot of injuries too. I don't understand it. I can't wrap my head around it either. So it is what it is, I guess. But you know what? That's fine because, like you said, the Chiefs are 10-3, or Patrick Mahomes is 10-3.
Yeah,
when he's an underdog, so he's not going to take it lightly. You think? So they're coming off the bye week.
Yeah.
We know that. We know Andy normally has a pretty decent game after the bye week, but we've been saying that for a lot of years now, and almost every time we have some kind of close, stupid game after the bye week, and we're like,
Yeah.
that's what they came up like. You know for a fact we're going to watch the first drive, and we're going to be like, that's the game plan you had after having 2 weeks to come up
Right.
with it. Like, that's what you're going to do. You know that's what we're going to say. We do it every time.
Yeah.
So do you think that there is something to that? Like, yeah, the Chiefs should be in a good spot because they're coming off the bye week, and Andy's always good off the bye week. And also, do you think Patrick Mahomes found his footing a little bit against the Saints? How do you think they're going to come out?
Well, Andy Reid, just to put it in perspective, in his entire coaching career, he's 21-4 coming off the bye week. So that's like an 840 winning percentage. Pretty good. Pretty good. He was 13-1 coming off a bye as the Eagles, and he's 8-3 with the Chiefs. So the thing is the one that I want to. There's one caveat to that. When both teams that are playing are coming off a bye week, so not just the Chiefs, so when they don't get that little extra rest, the Chiefs are actually Reed's got a losing record off that. He's 1-2, and the 49ers basically come off another bye week. They played on Thursday night, so they had kind of a mini bye. So they've had an extra 3-4 days of rest too. So they're not completely like short-handed, short week to prepare. I don't know. I think that bye week thing's just a little overinflated. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's just like, hey,
it's a talking
Andy's
point
always had good teams.
every year,
It's a
though.
talking point. Yeah, and like you said, they've not always been blowouts and butt whoopings. It's been close, and it's been a little
Right.
wild sometimes. So
Yeah. So like Kyle in the chat, that 70 Schwinn, a lot of people are saying, it's just pretty much because San Francisco's at home. If the Chiefs were at Arrowhead, it'd probably be the other way around. I think
100%. It's right down the pipe. But that's what I was saying earlier. Like, is it even really that big of a deal? Like, you would expect if this was a big time like mismatch, they're going to be favored by more than 1 or 1.5. Like, I thought that's just common when you're on the road usually.
Yep. Do us a favor real quick. Hit that like button if you haven't. I know I said that already, but let's get some more people in this bad boy. Also, I think Mike wanted to give something away tonight. So we might give some stuff away. We might do a Wheel of Death.
We might.
What do you think? We need something. We need some stipulations here.
Well, I had a big prize I wanted to give away, but
What do you got?
the big prize was kind of something that Pops kind of like found, and he said that we could give away, but I think it's got to be special. It's almost got to be one of those where like super chatters get in on it. It's got to be something special, like to buy, because it's kind of a cool thing.
Well, let's do that. Let's do that. Everybody that super chats tonight gets an entry onto the Wheel of Death.
Okay, I'll do that.
Let's do that. So, who we got so far? We got Shane. We got Horned Up, baby. They're both on the Wheel of Death already. So, if you would like to be on the Wheel of Death for what? What are we giving away?
Oh, let me grab it for you. It's kind of cool, actually. It's a nice framed shot here. Let me turn it upside down.
There we go.
There it is.
Ooh, Mahomes and Kels, baby.
You got Mahomes and Kels. It's not like a painting. It's like, I don't know how to.
Did you
explain
paint
it.
that?
No, it's like a cool like texture. I don't know how to explain it, but it's pretty sick.
I kind of want it.
Yeah.
I want
It's
to put
pretty
it right
big
back
too.
here somewhere.
I want to say it's like 12 by 18, maybe. No, not 12. Yeah, something like that, probably. But it's pretty sick. But yeah, it's going to cost at least $15-$20 to ship it. So that's that.
Well, I mean,
the problem,
then
so.
fine. We solved the problem.
That's what I say.
So yeah,
Let's go.
everybody.
So
that
if you want a
super chats
shot at
will get
that, just to give a donation, we'll throw you on the Wheel of Death. We'll throw it out to a lucky one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Look, Kyle, he's like, sign me up, baby. Wheel of Death. Let's go, Kyle. Appreciate the
Wheel of Death's
$5 bomb.
pretty sick, actually.
Yeah, it's always fun. It's always a good time. All right, man. So, any big matchups like that are really sticking out to you about this game? For me, I'm kind of thinking. I don't know. I guess our defense is kind of what keeps coming to mind because they've had such a good year so far. They've been really good at stopping the run, and they've prevented big chunk plays. I mean, you've seen a couple of those this year, like maybe one to Kyle Pitts when they picked up the holding call on Bijan Robinson. in the Atlanta Falcons game. I think we saw a couple little chunk plays early on in the first game with like Isaiah Likely. But I mean, for the most part, the Chiefs have limited big plays.
Yep.
And they've also had pretty good run defense. I think that's gonna prove to help them out in this matchup in particular. I know they don't have Christian McCaffrey. Jordan Mason, he's done pretty well so far.
He's dealing with what, an AC joint?
Yeah, he's got an injury. He's on the injury report too. I meant to mention that earlier when we were talking about it. It's a shoulder problem. He's limited, so I don't know. I feel like the Chiefs are in a good position in this game as far as, availability with players because there's so many going on with San Francisco. But
Yeah.
are there any big matchups that you think are like a big thing?
Yeah, I wanna say maybe McDuffie in our corners, Jalen Watson. They're gonna have their hands full tomorrow. They're going up against Brandon Ayuk, who he kind of started picking it up a little bit, and then they've got Debo Samuel. Ricky Pearsall is gonna make his debut tomorrow. Supposed to be. Look, we all know I was a Ricky Pearsall fan.
I'm just glad I'm glad he's
Yeah,
back, man.
me too.
That's crazy what happened to that kid.
Now look, if this cat comes off his first game after getting shot and he puts up tomorrow, I think we can name Mike the all-knowing wide receiver king of the world.
Chief KT with the 2 bombs. His Niners defense is getting exposed tomorrow. You think the Chiefs might come out and just go ham tomorrow?
Like
You have to think.
something.
There's 2 things I wanted to talk about actually. Usually the Chiefs do kind of put it on the 49ers in the regular season.
Yep.
Like they'll just go off. And then I saw earlier in the chat, and I'm sorry I can't remember who said it, and I'm not going to dig through, but someone asked if we thought McCole Hardman would have a bigger role in the offense tomorrow. And I started thinking about that, and I'm like, historically, when we play the 49ers, McCole has his better games.
Yeah.
Like I think there was one game, was it last year? Or no, probably last year. It was probably the year before, where he had like, what, two touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, like they're basically using them jet sweeps, this and that. He was tearing them up in the red zone. So could be a bigger game for McCole Hardman if they get him more involved. I'm not for sure. I don't know why that always happens. Where that correlate. He even got to catch the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do you think?
I don't know if they'll expand it. I don't think they'll expand it purposely, but I do think that we've seen that he jumped Sky Moore. I mean, you kind of have to play him out of necessity, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much left. That's what I was saying.
You're scratching the bottom of the barrel.
If Juju were to not play much because of his hamstring, they don't leave you a whole lot. I mean, like I was saying, it's Xavier Worthy. You got Justin Watson. You got McCole Hardman, Sky Moore. Who am I missing?
Not much.
Nobody? I mean, it's weird. And they still haven't even, not only have they not made a move for a receiver, but they haven't even brought up Nico or Justin Ross, or they're just kind of sitting still, aren't they? We got a 5 bomb from Chiefer. He says, Will of Death, let's freaking go. I feel good about this one. Let's go, baby. Appreciate you, Chiefer. And then Brenda with the 5 bomb says, Will of Death, and just want to give to the best on YouTube. Appreciate that, Brenda. Appreciate you. You guys are the OGs. Y'all been holding it down for, what, almost 3 years now.
What about
that? What about that?
3 years. We're getting old.
We're getting old around here.
We're getting old. We're the old guys. Macca says, didn't Justin Watson get 0 targets last week? We need to use, yeah. The funny thing is, even before Rashee Rice went out, Rashee Rice was number 5 in the NFL with separation, and Justin Watson was 6. And he's still not getting targets, which means Mahomes is just hey, I don't care how open you are, I ain't throwing it to you. He's I don't even care. Don't worry about it. He's out there running cardio. Justin Watson's pumped.
Oh, Justin Watson. Does he really need to be more involved, though?
I mean, at this point, I guess so.
No shade, McAberry, but...
Yeah, but don't you gotta take it anywhere you can get it at this point. Beggars can't be choosers. Okay? When you had Hollywood and you had Rashee Rice healthy, I guess, yeah, you could be okay, well, we don't really need, but right now you need everybody. Good Lord, if Matt Nagy can catch passes, sign him up.
What do you, how much longer do you think before MVS is back on this team?
I'm kind of curious. I mean, the fact that they haven't signed him now is wild to me. So maybe they're not going to do it. I'd actually heard, look, as soon as he got cut from the Bills, his agent was on the phone with Brett Veach. That's coming from a good source.
Brett, don't do it, man.
And Brett's not pulled, he's not pulled it yet, so.
Don't do it, Brett.
Don't
Don't do it to us.
It wouldn't be that bad, though. He's going to come back on a very small cap number.
That's the thing
He's
about
not
it.
getting
Like,
paid $11 million.
Mike,
He
I
knows the
understand.
offense.
I understand that it would be cheap. He knows the offense, and it's not that.
He's not
bad.
better than what we
It's not
have.
that bad.
Do you think he's better
But
than McCole Hardman and Justin
I
Watson?
don't wanna. I don't want to. I don't want him. I'm gonna call him Marquez every day of his life if they sign him back. I'm gonna call him up and be like, "What's up, Marquez?"
So look, feasibly, we're just if Marquez Valdez-Scantling was signed back, where does he fit at in the pecking order? Like, who do you think's better than him? Xavier Worthy's better. He's got to be wide receiver too, right? He better than Juju though.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if he's better
Can you
than
catch?
Juju.
Can you catch a football if I threw it to you?
I can.
Well, you're better.
I got them hands, baby. I got
No,
those.
I mean, we talked
got
about
those
it. We talked
digits.
about it in that last video. If you guys didn't get to watch that last video, go watch it after the live stream. It's only like, 10 minutes or so. You go watch that. We kind of talked about that possibility of MVS coming back, what we thought about it, what some other options might be. But we talked about a little bit how, really, if he came in and just ran the routes that were kind of meant for Hollywood Brown in the offseason, the preseason, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. But if he just doesn't move the needle, it's more of the same, and I don't think it's necessary.
But do you have, like, if they sign MVS back, that presumably doesn't mean that we are out on making a better move. So what if the Chiefs were to say get Deontay Johnson and MVS?
You still
Does
don't
that
need
make it better?
MVS because if you have Deontay Johnson, we don't need him. Let's just go for Deontay Johnson and forget about MVS.
But what if they don't want to trade Deontay Johnson?
Only if y'all sign it. If y'all take MVS's dumbass back, we'll trade you Deontay Johnson. That's the only way I'm doing it. Is if the Panthers are trying to punish us.
So even if you get Deontay Johnson, you've got Deontay Johnson, you've got Xavier Worthy, and then MVS and Justin Watt. You like Justin Watson over MVS? You think Watson's mid. What do you think MVS is?
Lower mid.
So you would really take Justin Watson over MVS?
Yeah, I think so. I
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just.
But
That's a revelation.
Hey. Well, here's the thing. I will give it to MVS. He showed us up in the playoffs. He'll screw you over all year long. But you know what? He channeled his inner Demarcus Robinson and tried to loot us the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm even more impressed that Mahomes would throw it up to him in key situations.
Yeah, I don't know, but it worked out a couple times. TGZ with the 5 bomb says, I'm not old, but I don't think my heart could take MVS coming back. I don't know. They shouldn't do that to us, as Chiefs fans.
I don't think we want it to happen, but I think you kind of just wake up knowing it's going to happen any morning. I'm waiting to see the news break any morning.
Man, the second that I saw that they cut him. And that's the thing about it. Like, why are there so many guys in this league that cannot hack it on any other team, but we're like, come on, come back, baby. We got you. Like, you can't even play on another team. They cut you. They don't use you. They'll use UDFAs over you, like McCole Hardman in New York last year. But we're like, oh, yeah, we can use
Two of them.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
2 UDFAs beat out McCole Hardman last year.
We'll take our little scrubs back.
But we're trying to put them in the Ring of Honor.
It's like you have little ugly children, but they're still yours. Okay, come on back home.
Come on back, you little ugly thing.
Nobody else wants you.
At least you get to save on Halloween costumes, that ugly little thing.
Appreciate the 5 bomb, TGZ. Another one on the wheel of death. So that's like 1, 2,
Look,
3,
again,
4,
if you're
5,
just getting here, Will of Death.
6, 7 on the wheel right now.
Any will number gets you this bad boy.
Any wheel number?
Or any donation number gets you on the wheel to snag this beautiful portrait or whatever it is.
I gotta do super chat and you'll get a spot on the wheel of death.
There you go, baby.
It's the easiest way to get on there. Nightbot don't even have to pick you. You don't have to rely on Nightbot.
Yeah, forget Nightbot.
You got to watch him.
He's a bot.
McAberry says, I think the Bills only gave MVS a contract to get Andy's playbook. You think MVS spilled the beans? You think he just wrote it all down?
For what?
I'm just kidding. What? MVS. McAberry said he thought the Bills only signed him to get Andy Reid's playbook.
Oh,
Yeah.
they signed him. I thought you said we're going to sign him back to get the Bills.
Nah.
I don't think. Look, I think a lot of these people, they know that kind of stuff does happen a little bit, or that could happen. I was always told that some of these teams change some of their verbiage and their plays every week.
The verbiage.
To get rid of all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That happens.
Verbiage.
Well, I mean, wasn't it Tyreek Hill that made the comment when they were playing the Chiefs last year? He's like, I know all their signs. And it's like, you think they don't change those?
Yeah, calm down.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Chief
Calm
KT with the
down.
2-bomb says Ricky is saying Deontay is a Chief tomorrow. Pretty Ricky saying it?
Pretty Rick. Well, look, Deontay Johnson magically said he might be on the IR tomorrow, and they're saying it's a something to do with the stomach, an oblique maybe, but they're saying he
Pulled
might not
groin
play.
muscle. He got too big. He's way too horned
Well,
up
look,
because he knows he might be,
if he
be a
gets
Chief.
if he gets traded tonight, or he's in, and you're this close, to getting a trade done, you're not going to play him, because if he was to get real injured, then
Mike, that'd be nasty. I would take it. That'd be good.
you think Deontay Johnson at the end of the day moves the needle a lot, though?
Compared to what we have right now,
Well, yeah, I get that
absolutely.
too.
Absolutely. I think Deontay Johnson would be good even if we had all of our guys healthy.
I like Deontay Johnson.
So, Mike, you've been talking about how we needed to get him from the Steelers 2 years ago.
I actually read a report. Somebody said that the Chiefs actually had inquired about Deontay Johnson when he was with the Steelers, as I suggested, and the Steelers said no, they were shipping him out of the AFC. They're not going to deal with anybody in the AFC. And then, lo and behold, he ends up in Carolina.
Lo and behold.
So people just don't want to mess with the Chiefs, huh?
Yeah. The memes inbox. Is it the memes inbox or is it theme me's inbox?
Theme.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, he says Pretty Ricky is rarely wrong. Pretty Ricky's missed a couple, but he's been pretty spot on a couple times too.
Yeah, we've always tried to. Who is Pretty Ricky? Like, does he work for the NFL?
Some people said it was me. I remember a lot of people thought I was Pretty Ricky for a while.
Why?
I don't know.
Who thought you were Pretty freaking Ricky?
Them in the chat, they kept calling me Pretty Ricky last year. Yeah. They kept saying it was me. You don't remember them blaming me?
What did you know about? Who did you predict last year?
I know a little something. Josh Zimbauer with the 5 bombs says, Will it death me, fam? We don't need MVS. Depth would help, but not him. Man, so okay, let's put it this way. Appreciate the 5, by the way, Josh, and your added to the will of death. But let's twist this a little bit, because I'm right there with you, Josh. I don't want MVS back. Like, we don't want MVS back in the house. We don't. But if they're going to sign somebody that's not going to move the needle, or trade for somebody, I should say, if they're going to trade for Deontay Johnson, then hell yeah. If they're going to trade for anybody that's like lower tier, just don't really know, would you let them take a shot on someone random or just get MVS?
I think Beach would I think that's why they did it with Hardman last year. They just wanted somebody to come in quickly, didn't have to learn.
Darius Slayton or MVS?
I think Slayton's all around better wide receiver, but I think for the money and everything, I think they would just roll with MVS.
Yeah, see, I think if you're going to get a player that's not going to move the needle like Slayton, you just go MVS.
Slayton's a decent wide receiver. Like, I won't say he won't move the needle a lot, but it's just going to be like, this. You're not full.
It's just going to.
You're not fully horned. You're like half staffed a little, maybe a quarter.
I don't even know about that. Larry Johns with a 2 bomb says, I'll put more over MVS. That's saying something.
Daggone, Larry.
MVS stunk, though, man.
Well, look, I think The whole got more issues like a catch-22. It's like, how can the guy produce if you don't let him try to produce and you don't like throw the ball to him? But then it's like the first time you throw the ball to him, he drops it. So it's like, what do you do in this situation? And in my opinion, I would be like, well, just forget it. Let's just try somebody else.
Damn, I screwed it up real bad.
The meme sandbox.
Gotcha.
So what did you say? The memes and box?
The meme sound. Why could I not see that the first time? Now I can't unsee it.
I thought it was theme Mesa North
Box.
Dakota box. I don't know.
Jeez, can't read. I can't read, Michael. Talon says, "What's y'all's bets and what's the odds? MVS or Tony? Who is Veach gonna get? And hopefully someone else, even D-Rob over them. But who y'all got?" Mike, that's a good question. Would you rather have Kadarius Toney back or MVS back?
Jeez Louise. That's like saying, would you rather get kicked in the shin or kicked in the penis?
Well, I think I'd rather get kicked in the shin, so I think I'd rather take Tony back, to be quite honest about it.
I think Tony, look, we're going to say it again. Tony has the bigger upside. I hate talking about Kadarius Toney and MVS.
I hate talking about any receiver that's been on our team
Look,
for the
that's what I'm
last
saying.
5 years.
Dude, I'm tired of going back to 2023. We've been taken back in time this year over and over again. And I was happy with going back in time to get Kareem Hunt. But I'm tired of going back in time and getting scrub-ass wide receivers. Quit.
Let's get a good one,
I don't want neither one of them. Let's boldly go where no man has gone before. And let's go get Christian Kirk. How about that?
Lisa with the 5 bomb. She says, Nightbot doesn't pick me, so here's your dono. Please, no MVS. and no Tony. Lisa.
You know, Lisa, forget
Right there with
Nightbot.
you.
You're
Right
right
there
here.
with
You're on the board today.
People's controlling their own destiny tonight. Nightbot's not going to screw over anybody, okay?
No. Only me and Steve might jinx someone. But you know what? I'm going to not even say a word tonight during the spinning. I don't want to jinx anybody.
Don't you do it. Don't you freaking do it, Michael. What about our boy Steve and James here with 10 freaking
Are you
gifted
kidding me?
memberships?
He gives 10 gifted today?
Let's go, Steve-O. Doing the Lord's work, growing the ACU crew.
Steve-O.
That's how you make an entrance right there.
That's how you make an entrance. Steve-O is now in the wheel of death. And I mean, I feel like Steve-O, man, that's just such a big entrance. I feel like Steve-O needs an extra prize.
You know, you can think about that on the side. We can only give him one spot on the wheel of death.
He gets one spot on the wheel, but
maybe we could
if
send
his
him something
name
a
gets
little
drawn,
nice.
he's getting something extra in the pot. I'll throw out something extra for Steve-O.
Yeah, so make sure y'all have the gifted turned on, that you accept gifted memberships. You have to click up there at the top and do whatever. But if you get one of those from Steve-O, make sure to thank him in the chat. Y'all put some legendaries in the chat for Steve-O. He's the man. He's the man.
Steve-O.
Appreciate that.
Holding it down.
Legend.
Did the Yankees win tonight? Did the Yankees play
Yeah,
tonight?
I think they're up 5-2. They're going to win.
I was kind of like rooting for the Guardians, but at the same time, I'm mad they changed their name from the Indians to the Guardians. So
They don't deserve to win.
I don't think they deserve to win.
If you're gonna lay down and be a wuss like that, then you don't deserve to win the World Series.
Just give it to the team that buys it every year.
And you know
Baseball has
what?
become such a bot sport.
And nobody wants the Yankees to win the World Series, but
But who are they going to go against? The Dodgers?
But-
Another bot team?
now the Mets, maybe the Mets have been on a tear. All New York World Series would be pretty cool. But
Oh, yeah, I forgot the Mets
if
exist.
the Yankees win, at least we can say, the Royals got put out by the World Series champions.
Do you ever watch? You watch Barstool, right? You know the guy that loves the Dolphins and the Mets, and he just freaks out all the time.
Yeah, the little fat guy.
What's his name?
Frank, maybe?
Yeah, Frank.
Is it Frank?
Dude, he hates the Mets. He talks about how the Mets suck, and now they're getting ready to. I bet he's panicking right now. He's probably biting everything.
He is going, the video when they lose this close to the World
oh my
Series,
God,
he's
going to
going
lose his mind.
Yes. Like he might burn everything
I want to
down.
get him on the show. We don't even talk about the Mets or baseball. I'm going to bring him on the show just to talk about this. He's a huge Dolphins fan. He lost his mind when we beat him in London
Right.
last year.
Marie says it
Or
feels
Germany,
like
rather.
Marie says it feels like a fever dream at this point to think back at July, seeing Brown, Rice, and Worthy train with a hyped Pat, having chemistry, and we never got to see it.
Yeah, that sucks.
You know what that is, Mike? It's a load of horse shit.
It
Like
is.
we should have been able to have a good receiving core for one freaking year. We thought we were like, oh,
One year, I would have took one game at this point.
It's like, come on, man. We were like, look, they finally went and they did something with the wide receiver room, and it got pooped on.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew it. Look, I don't think Patrick Mahomes, like, somewhere along the line, he done something good in life because he's great at football. He's won a lot. He's winning in life, you know. He's got 2, soon to be 3, like, nice kids. He's got a nice wife. He's got good friends. But this guy, like, he did something wrong to where he's not allowed to have a wide receiver one. I mean, I'm sure
You know what he did wrong?
He's got Super Bowl rings.
He won with the crappy ones.
Yeah, I think
it's just like every other job in the world. If you do good, you're going to get taken advantage of. If you can do this much, they're not going to hire no one else to do it.
Right. So he showed that he can win with scrubs. So are you going to get
That's what
scrubs?
they're going to make him try to do every time. And now, is
Poor
that
guy.
right? No, it's not right. Brett
He
Veach
should have
quit
never
being
mopped
like
the
that.
floor.
Stop.
He should have took his 15-minute break.
He should have. He should have took his breaks. He should have only done what he was
Pooped on the
supposed
clock.
to do. Yeah.
He should have just checked himself out of the game second quarter, went to take a dump for 14 minutes like everybody else does at work.
This is just a life lesson for everybody out there watching. And I know most of you
You're
guys
about
are
to
old.
get stuck with MVS.
Most
the
of you
rest
guys
your
are
life.
old enough to know this already. But if there's some young people out there, if there happen to be some young people watching, do not.
Don't
And
go
I-
above and beyond.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not telling you not to try hard. I'm not telling you not to do a good job. But you do not do more than what they're paying you to do. Do not.
Or you will get MVS and Kadarius Toney and you'll like
Yeah,
it.
you want to live with MVS, Kadarius Toney?
You want McCole Hardman
McCole
and Sky
Hardman?
Moore for the rest of your life? You want to marry Sky Moore? Because I don't.
Jeez. Well, let's get into some score predictions, Michael. How about that? Real quick before we do the predictions, just want to say thanks for you guys being here one more time. It was a little bit late tonight, but we had to tailgate it. We got the game tomorrow against the 49ers at 3:25 p.m. in San Francisco. But yeah, thanks for being here. Hit the like button for us if you haven't, please. It just takes a second. And also, if you're new to the channel or you have not subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button. Help us get to that 50,000 before the Super Bowl this year. We were on a good pace, but then all of a sudden everybody's like, nay, we're not watching football right now. But you know
People
what?
stopped with the football
Now the
watching.
Royals are out. College football stinks. Come on, guys. Let's get it rolling again. We got the Chiefs Kingdom back.
You're not a big
back in
fan of
action.
college football, are you?
Why would I be?
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's the same teams every year.
But it's not now.
But I guess people can say that about the NFL too.
It basically, I don't like college sports if they're going to pay the players.
Yeah, I feel like it
And-
takes away something, don't it?
It does. And like, here's the thing. I'm okay with them paying players, but I feel like it should be something across the board. Like, hey, here's $10,000, here's $20,000, whatever it is. Here's what you get for the year to buy your food or whatever.
Yeah,
this and this
go.
and this.
Get some nachos.
But now we're playing a game where it's like, oh well, I'm getting this much NIL money.
Yeah,
I can go
this
here and
aid-
get this much.
Yeah, this AD is
It's-
offering more NIL.
It's
I
dumb.
don't
And
like
then
it.
the transfer portal, not having to sit out.
You're running it.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not
They've
good.
lost the integrity. If you don't got integrity, what do you have?
No integrity. Who said that? Who said that?
I'm not getting into the story again.
Who said it?
It's a long one.
Who was it? Just say the name.
John, I forget his name. John Freeze? Is that his name? Robert Freeze.
Robert Freeze.
Robert Freeze. Played golf with him.
You don't have integrity. What do you have? Who says that on a golf course?
He was completely
As
drunk.
he probably took a mulligan.
No. He took 7 drops off
He was the
tee.
anti-mulligan.
Yeah, and he wouldn't take it. I was like, would you come on? We've been playing for 17 hours, bro. Like, I've aged physically trying to get through this round. And he's like, if you don't have integrity. And I was like, oh, forget integrity, bro. Just put down a 20 and let's go on.
That's good
Jeez
times.
Louise,
Good times. All right,
man.
let's get into these score predictions. Of course, some of you guys are already doing it, but I want to see what you guys think in the chat. So put your score predictions in the chat. Also, while we're doing this, if you didn't know already, all you have to do is make some sort of a super chat, and you can get in on a Wheel of Death that we're getting ready to do after these score predictions. So any dono will get you on the Wheel of Death to win this nice little "Let me tell you about my best friend" picture with
What's
Travis
Kelsey doing?
Kelce.
Is Kelsey
Yeah,
like
Mahomes.
chugging a beer? And Mahomes
He's
pointing
chugging
to
a
him?
fake beer, baby.
He said,
Got
"Oh,
one of them garage beers out there trying to pump its brand up, All right, Mike. Well, I'm going to go ahead. I'll start us off. Obviously, I know better. Everybody knows better than to make some kind of a big discrepancy in the game.
Quit. Don't do it.
Not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm going to go. I'm going to say that the Chiefs score a little bit more than what they've been throughout the season so far. I'm going to put them in the 30s. So I think I'm going to go 34 to 28. And I'm going to take the Chiefs in San Francisco. I think it's going to be a nice little battle. And I know our defense has played well. And saying 28 points against our defense is not an easy task. And, of course, the Chiefs haven't really scored a lot either. So it's kind of a stupid score prediction, okay? But I don't have to justify it. Either way, I'm going to go 34-28. And I think I'm going to give the game ball to Pat. I think Pat's got his feet back under him a little bit in the Saints game. And I think this might be the first game this year where we see Pat with 3+ touchdowns, over 300, and just looking like himself out there. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Well, applause. Well, here we go. I'm going to ruin the party here because if you don't have integrity, what do you got?
Oh,
Nobody. It's not going to do me no good to pick against the Chiefs because everybody will just hate me. And then if the Chiefs lose, they just won't like me anyway. But if you don't got integrity, what do you got, Steve? And I just feel like the Chiefs are flirting with disaster week in and week out. Get mad. I don't care what you do. Put your fingers in your ears like 99% of everybody else. Yeah, go for it. But I think the Chiefs are ripe for losing one. I feel like we've just been escaped by just little by little. Quit acting like a fool. Come on, bro. I just think it's going to happen eventually. You're not going to run the table. That's just crazy to think. So, I mean, if it's going to happen, it's probably this week, right? Like, I think the 49ers got a lot to play for. It's not the Super Bowl, so I don't think the Chiefs care that much. I think at some point they're going to struggle with the wide receiver room, and I think that's going to become apparent. I just think the Chiefs, I think the 49ers will cover. I think they'll beat them by more than 1.5. I think they'll beat them by 4. I'm going to go 23-19. I think the Chiefs are going to take their first loss. I've kind of got that little vibe like I had last year going into the Jets, and everybody told me I was wrong and stupid then, and the Jets pretty much almost beat us. So I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm 1,000% wrong, but I mean, you can't pick the Chiefs every week. Why do you act like this? Like, this is the craziest thing you've ever heard in your life.
Well, why? But why?
Why? Because I don't know. I just feel like it. I hope I'm wrong. I just don't know.
Why is he putting that bad juju in there?
I'm not putting bad juju out. Juju's probably going to put out the bad juju tomorrow, and he's going to make us have to get a wide receiver. Whatever. Look, I'm not going to be a mega church guy that just comes on here and tells you what you want to hear. I'm not doing it. I just have a feeling, man. I don't know what to tell you. I hope I'm wrong. I've been wrong. I've known to been given a curse or two. Maybe I'll curse the 49ers out of it.
Take it back now, Sarah says. Take it back. Take it back.
Okay, Chiefs win by 40.
We're gonna give you one more chance, Mike. We'll act like that didn't happen. What's gonna happen tomorrow?
Okay, Chiefs win 49-3, and Kelsey's 6 touchdowns on the board tomorrow.
That's what we're talking about. Let's go.
Do it.
Let's freaking go.
Do you not feel like, though,
Nope.
There's so many close games. At some point, it's got to not break your way at some point. This is the NFL, man. It's tough.
But, I'm not in the game of trying to predict when the Chiefs are going to lose. That's crap.
I'm not trying to predict when the Chiefs are going to lose. I'm just saying that this is a pretty good team. Pretty good team. They got a lot to play for. They're playing at home. You don't think they want revenge, baby?
Mike, Raymond says that the 49ers aren't baiting the Chiefs. What about that?
I mean, they might. I hope they don't. I don't know. We're just all taking an educated guess here. Like,
go away, baiting. Damn it.
What about it?
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we can be friends right now, Peter says you're not wrong, though, Marie says you're not wrong. Mike, you might not be wrong, but
it don't make you any less of a Chiefs fan, so you're going to lose one freaking game. And who says that what I say is the word anyway? I'm not Pretty Ricky. I don't always get it right. I don't know. Dude, but think about it. If the Chiefs did lose tomorrow, does that motivate Brett Veach to get out there and get us a wide receiver then?
No, it doesn't.
Well, if it don't, then forget it. So if our wide receivers stink tomorrow, you don't think that he's like, okay, I need to go get Deontay Johnson. Let's go get DK.
Do you
Metcalf.
remember how bad our receivers sucked last year?
Yeah, he's never getting better. He's never getting.
Do you remember how bad they sucked last year? And what did he do at the trade
Look,
deadline?
I've heard.
He said,
I've
"Go away,
actually heard,
baiting."
Though
He
I've
said,
actually heard
"Go
that-
away, baiting." When
that
people were
Brett's
trying to trade
actually
last.
trying to reach out for wide receivers this year. Like he's been in talks with the Panthers so far. I heard that they even called up the Saints and were inquiring about Alvin Kamara recently.
I have seen that rumor. That they've been
I don't know how credible that is, but I've heard.
That's the thing about it. And you already got 15 running backs.
Yeah, but you could use Alvin Kamara.
Could you imagine Alvin Kamara and Kareem Hunt on the same team? Do you remember their
with
rookie
Pacheco
season?
coming back?
Do you remember their rookie season? Those two blew the league on up. They went nuts.
What would you do with that, though? I think Chiefs Kingdom's head would explode if we need a wide receiver and he goes and grabs another running back.
Well, the good thing about Alvin Kamara is he'll line up out wide. He can he's a passing option for real. And I think Kareem Hunt is too. Don't get me wrong, but not to the level of Alvin Kamara. So I mean, like at least it could help in the passing game some.
Dude,
but
why
like,
do they want another running back, though?
How about what if you were to be able to snake Kamara in a trade and still get what if you get? Do they have a receiver that you could package up? You can't get Shaheed. You're not getting no
He's on the IR.
I know,
So
but
there ain't no way. They ain't
know what
getting
I'm
rid of
saying.
nobody at this point with Shaheed on IR.
how about we just get Deontay Johnson? Call it a day. What do you think?
You'll take MVS and you'll like it.
We're gonna end up with MVS.
It's not happened so far, so that's a good sign.
Yeah,
in a way.
I really thought like the minute I saw it, I was like, damn it. Like here any second.
It might happen if the Chiefs' offense struggles tomorrow. Maybe a loss brings in MVS instead of Deontay Johnson. Again, I don't want him to lose. I mean, but I just have a bad feeling, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope it's wrong.
We're going to give you guys let's go 5 more minutes. We're going to be on here for about 5 more minutes to get in any kind of super chats if you would like to get onto the Wheel of Death. And then we're going to do the Wheel of Death here in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So if you would like to be on that, get a super chat in and it'll automatically get your name on the wheel. Mike, you got that thing stacked and ready to go when it's
I do.
time? All right,
I've got
good
it
deal.
ready to roll. I'm just waiting to put more names on it because I feel like it needs some more names.
Good deal. Mike, I saw a ghost. I seen a ghost in here. Night Hunter's in the house. What's up, Night Hunter?
No way. Night Hunter's here.
Dang. I thought you moved or something.
Go, baby.
I thought you moved
Where did he move to? A place where there's no internet? and
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like maybe he just went off the grid or something.
TGZ. He said, "Stop it, Mike. I can take the loss, but don't put that envious evil on us.
We're not doing neither.
Don't put that evil on us, man. I don't want envious. That's like Applebee's. He's worse than Applebee's. Applebee's, you get 2 for $20. You ain't even getting that out of MVS. I think he's not even got 2 for $20 all year with Buffalo,
Right.
does he?
No, I don't even think he caught a ball. Chiefer, what post? What post are you yelling about?
What's the post? I don't know.
Don't know. Yeah, good to see you too, Night Hunter. I guess there anything about this game that is significant.
Oh wait, you didn't put up your MVP, did you? Did you say
Pat
an MVP?
Mahomes. Pat
You give it to
Mahomes. Pat Mahomes.
I guess I don't even get to pick an MVP.
You don't know. Your MVP's freaking Brock Purdy. Dork. What a loser.
My MVP. You still
What
get
a
an
freaking
MVP, though.
loser. Everybody call Mike a loser in the chat.
If the Chiefs do win, I think the MVP has to be. It's got to be a wide receiver. I think it's got to be Xavier Worthy if the Chiefs pull out a win tomorrow.
Xavier
Either
Worthy.
that or
Can't have
Travis
a game.
Kelce's got to go crazy again, get in the end zone. It's going to take somebody. It's going to take a receiver because I'm telling you, even the Saints, that game, as bad and lousy as the Saints are, if Juju wouldn't have just had the game of his life.
I think a lot of it depends on Kelsey. You've seen Kelsey getting back into the offense the last couple of games, and like starting to look more like himself.
Right.
I think if that can continue and Kelsey's going to put up 80 to 100 yards every game, then I think you don't have to have a receiver that goes crazy, but I think you do need some that make something happen. Like maybe I don't know if Xavier Worthy scores on a deep bomb or a
You know what the one reason
jet
is
sweep or like
you know what
anything.
the one reason is that I just kind of feel like the 49ers might get the win. The way that our defense, the way our defensive line is not getting to the quarterback this year. We're putting up a lot of pressure, but they're not getting there. And Brock Purdy, and 100% Steve Spagnuolo backs me up on this one. He's very good at sliding around the pocket, so pressures aren't enough. You've got to get there. He's very good at picking you apart when you play zone. He's very good at beating you when you send the blitz. He's a pretty good quarterback, and he showed even in the Super Bowl he was pretty good. Like he wasn't the reason they lost the Super Bowl. That's for sure. It was probably because McCaffrey fumbled the ball there at the beginning. But I mean, I just think our defense needs to get the quarterback on the ground more. In my opinion, and we need a wide receiver. I think that and the wide receiver are the two biggest flaws besides our tackle play. But I think the tackle play can be cleaned up by just be smarter. Just be smarter.
Alana says, Niners saying Ricky Pearsall is going to kill your man coverage. Well, we'll see.
Ooh.
Has he even played a game in the NFL?
No.
Yeah.
Man, I said Ricky Pearsall was a monster, though. Who's Ricky Pearsall going to line up against, though? Because presumably you're going to have Ayuk and
Jalen Watson.
No, Jalen Watson's going to have to guard either Debo or Ayuk.
Well, I guess Chamari Connor.
Yeah, it might be Chamari Connor. I don't know if that's a good matchup for Chamari Connor.
I don't know. We'll see.
Ricky is pretty smooth route running. But I'm with you. He's not got to play a lot. He's not played any so far. So he might be a little rusty. But Ricky's a real deal, man. I was a big Ricky Pearsall fan. I thought he was a first-round talent. They did take him in the first, didn't they?
Oh, Wiki Pearsall.
Did they get him in the first? I think so.
Oh, I wonder if he's pretty Ricky.
Ricky Pearsall is pretty Ricky, possibly.
Think so?
He goes by
Getting
it,
that
I
inside
believe.
scoop. Getting that inside scoop. You got about 30 seconds to get a super chat in if you would like to be part of the Wheel of Death. So I'll let you all do that if you
Kevin
want.
said I bought into the national media narrative. You know what
Mike,
the funny thing is?
why?
You know what the funny thing is, though? I've not read anything about this game all week.
He said you sound like such a slapnut right now that you could be part of the national media.
What did the national media say, though?
I don't
What
know.
I said?
I haven't watched any coverage either.
I haven't either. I've really not watched any coverage on this game.
All right. Well, let's roll this Wheel of Death. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. I guess it's capped. We got 12 people on the wheel.
Let's do it.
We got Kyle. We got Horned Up. Let me bring it up here so we can all watch this bad boy. This is for the picture.
And of course, you guys already know this, but we'll throw it out there. You want to be the last one standing. You do not want to get picked by the Wheel of Death. You never want to get picked by something that's called the Wheel of Death. Okay,
Right.
You want to be the last one standing. So
Kyle, Horned Up, Shane, Chief KT, Chiefer, Brenda, TGZ, Josh, Larry, Lisa, and Steve-O. I'm pumped with it. I think we're ready to roll. We ready
do
to
it.
spin it?
let's spin that bad boy.
Let's go.
Dun, dun, dun. Mike, don't say anybody's name today either.
I'm not even
Seriously
saying a word.
though? Dang. It got savage early taking Chiefer out, man.
Was Chiefer
That's-
the one that said he
He
felt
said
good?
he felt good about it, and the Wheel of Death said nay, nay.
Oh, Will of Death said not today.
Good Lord,
baby.
it's so brutal, dude. And then it's
Oh,
going to
we're
go
after
attack
Brenda.
Brenda?
Attacks Brenda like right off the rip.
Wheel of Death is a jerk.
Yeah, it's a jerk. Oh, I got
Shane.
Shane too.
Dang, bro. Basically, it's saying if you're old school, I'm taking you out.
It scared me. TGZ, Josh, where's it gonna land?
Got TGZ.
Close, but it got TGZ.
Dang.
Josh was blowing on his computer screen, trying to get it to stop. Oh, Chiefs KT's out.
Dang.
I have to be quiet, man, because if I actually mention one name, it'll curse
Do
it.
not.
Yeah, I
Do
I
not.
can't say a word here.
Don't do it. We're not responsible for what the will of death is doing to people. Larry.
Oh, Larry.
Yeah.
We're down to 5. Kyle, Hortup, Josh, Lisa, and Steve-O. Let's give it a spin. Uh-oh, Lisa. The will of death has now attacked you after Nightbot attacked you. We're sorry.
Dang, man. What's going on, Rick? Good to see you, buddy. Josh Zimbauer just got hosed.
Yeah, he did. And then there were 3. Kyle, Hortup, and Steve-O. Let's give it a spin.
These are three real ones right here, though.
Yep, 3 real ones.
Kyle, I got you.
Kyle is done, son. It's like, no, you cannot. Okay, so we got Hortup and Steve-O. Final 2. You don't want to see your name. You want to be the last one standing. Here we go. Hortup's done, son. Steve-O, look, the wheel rewarded the 25.
Steve-O.
The $25.
25.
What
You're
was it?
talking
25
about,
subs.
son. He gave out 10 gifted
10 subs,
memberships.
my bad.
You're
Why did
high
I think
right
25?
now. I don't know. You're high.
Okay, Steve-O. You know, the universe gives Steve-O. He gives 10 members to ACU, and then it gives him back a wonderful
Will of Death.
picture.
You think the Will of Death, as cruel as it is, it had like an agenda today?
No, I don't think it did, but I think the universe stepped up and they said, look, buddy, you know, maybe good things can happen to good people.
Steve-O, we probably have your shipping address somewhere, but I would never be able to find it if I started digging through the email. So email us at allchiefdup+urgent and let us know, my man, and we'll send that out to you.
Yep, for sure.
And appreciate the gifted memberships, by the way. And all of you guys that participated, you guys are awesome. Thanks for supporting the channel. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night post game to talk about it. We're gonna eat some pizza and watch this game with Pops tomorrow. So that's what we're gonna do. And when it's done, we're gonna wait a little bit and then we're gonna go live. We're gonna talk about it. That's what we're gonna do. So make sure to catch us on the post game live. Hopefully it's gonna be a good one. You know.
Yep.
Maybe we can get in here and make fun of Mike for his crappy predicting skills.
That's not fair.
Yeah, it's totally fair.
Listen, if we
That's
do
what we
lose,
want to do.
I'm not going to come in here and crap on everybody else because the Chiefs lost.
Yes, you would.
I'm not. Why would I do that? I don't want the
too.
Chiefs to lose.
You crapped all over us when Zach Wilson decided to act like he was Patrick Mahomes when they played us.
Well, that's
Like, I told everybody. No, we're not doing this.
Well, I did.
We're not doing it.
Okay.
Sky Moore's going to score a touchdown tomorrow.
Oh my
The
God.
meme
that's
sandbox
that's
said
wild.
so. He said so.
Boy, I would never go out on a limb for Sky Moore anymore.
No. As far as I'm concerned, Sky Moore, he's going to trip and hurt himself tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I'm at with him. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Please do us a favor, hit the like button on the way out if you haven't. If you haven't watched our latest video about Mr. Marquez Valdez-Scantling maybe coming back to KC, go to the video section right after this live stream and watch it. It's only about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not going to take up your whole night. Just go over there, watch it, put in the comments, let us know what you think about that whole ordeal and all that good stuff. But we'll see you guys tomorrow after the game. Go Chiefs, baby.
Shout out BetUS. Go Chiefs.
There goes a sight from my soul.